Hello everyone and welcome back to another Yugioh tutorial video. Now in this one I'm going to talk about normal summoning, which is was at one point in time the primary summoning mechanic of the game, which is why it's called normal summoning, and special summoning, which is the other type of one of the other types of summoning, um, referred to summons that you would do less frequently. Nowadays, the game is so fast, and the way the game has changed, you're going to special summon many, many times. And normally, normal summons are restricted to once a turn. Okay, that's the biggest thing with normal summoning. It's restricted to once a turn. So I'm going to talk about what a normal summon is, what counts as a normal summon, and ways that you can get around the once per turn rule. So here we have Yugioh. It's a level 4 monster, which means I can normal summon him without tributing. Okay, because I'm also going to talk about tribute summoning in this video. So I'll normal summon Yugioh. It's one of my favorite cards. This young evildoer used to have an evil heart, but by meeting a special person, he discovered justice. Maybe I'll make a video at some point about all the lore of Yugioh, but he's fucking awesome. So that's Yugioh. There you go. Normal summoned. Now you'll notice if I try to summon Dark Blade, which is also a level 4 monster and therefore can be summoned without a tribute, the game won't let me. That's because I've already used my one normal summon for this turn. Now if I enter battle, enter main phase 2, it doesn't matter. I still can't summon Dark Blade because it's not one normal summon per phase or anything like that. It is one per turn as a strict rule for the game. So I can't summon anyone else. Okay? Now, there are ways of getting around that, such as this spell card, Double Summon. You can conduct 2 normal summons / sets this turn, not just one. So if I activate this card, it allows me to, now I can also summon Dark Blade this turn. Boom, there he goes. I've bypassed the limit with the spell card normal summon, double summon, and I've normal summoned twice in one turn. All right. So that's how that works. Now, going to end my turn. Let my opponent go. Okay, he draws. Have him summon Dark Blade, and he's not going to use double summon, so he cannot normal summon any of his other monsters. He'll end his turn. My turn. Draw this guy. Okay. And let me demonstrate what setting is. So there are 3 different types of summoning that are treated as a normal summon. The first is just regular normal summon in face up attack position like this. I'm not going to use that right now. So this just means that I have used my normal summon to bring a monster onto the field in face up attack position. I will talk about attack versus defense position in another video, but you cannot normal summon in face up defense position. There are some cards, again, that kind of change that, but as a general rule, you cannot. If you watch the anime, they do that sometimes, but the anime skews the rules in a number of ways. So no summoning in face-up defense position, just face-up attack position. That is going to be your standard normal summon, okay? And then I'm going to activate double summon so that I can demonstrate this other mechanic, which is setting. So you see, when I click on my card, it gives me the option to normal summon it, which would be in face-up attack, or set. Now, setting a card is when you put a monster in face-down defense position, like that. Setting also counts as a normal summon. So if I hadn't used double summon, I would not have been able to do that on the same turn that I normal summoned Fluanderies and Rabina normally. But I used double summon, so I'm allowed an extra normal summon / set, as you can see it says on the card. And so I've set him, and the advantage of setting cards is that your opponent doesn't know what it is. They don't know what monster it is. They have no idea what its effects are. They don't know what its stats are. But you've put it in defense mode, which means obviously you can't attack with it, which again, I'll talk about in a separate video. So it's more of a defensive thing. There are also cards that have effects when they're flipped face up, which I will be talking about in my monster card type video. Those are called flip effect monsters. Okay, now I'm going to destroy Darkblade with Gagagigo because he has 50 more attack points. Attack with Darkblade directly, attack with Rabina directly, and end my turn. Okay. Now, something else I want to demonstrate is that the Fluendaries archetype is one that gives you extra normal summons. That's sort of their whole shtick. So let's go ahead and read Fluendaries and Rabina, even though it's basically an essay. If this face-up card would leave the field, banish it instead. You can only use each of the following effects of Fluendaries and Rabina once per turn and cannot special summon during the turn you activate either effect. That's a pretty harsh restriction. That's because they rely on normal summons. If this card is normal summoned, you can add one level 4 or lower winged beast monster. You see, she's winged beast. From your deck to your hand, then immediately after this effect resolves, you can normal summon one winged beast monster. And that does not count as your regular normal summon because you've already normal summoned Rabina. So it's an extra one. So that's why I've added the Fluendaries cards to this test deck, is to demonstrate the way that they kind of cheat in that regard. So she's going to let me search any of these Fluendaries cards. We'll take another Rabina. And then I can choose to normal summon again a winged beast. So we'll bring out a token or Talkin, Toucan, whatever it is. I mean, it is a toucan, but I don't know how you pronounce the name. So bring that guy out, and we have thus normal summon twice in one turn. Now I can also activate double summon and get a third normal summon. Okay, because double summon says I can conduct 2 normal summon sets this turn, not just one. And Rabina's extra normal summon does not count as that. So I can get it stacks, in other words, for a total of 3. Now, if I were to activate double summon again, which I can't, because I can't resolve its effect, it would not stack. You can't activate 2 double summons and get 2 normal summon sets per the same method, because that's just not how the game works. Okay, so now I've got 3 monsters on the field. We'll enter battle, beat over Darkblade, have these 2 monsters crash, and then I'll demonstrate that when you attack a face-down defense position monster, it is flipped face up. Boom. It has more defense, so my opponent took damage equal to the difference. Got 500 attack, 1300 defense. It's a difference of 800, so my opponent took 800 damage. But again, I'll talk about that in my positions and battle damage video. And phase. Okay, I'm still not drawing a 5-star or higher, so let's... Okay, here we go. Now, the third, you might have remembered that I mentioned there were 3 types of normal summoning. There's normal summons, there are sets, and there are tribute summons. Now, tribute summoning is when you have to tribute a monster to bring out a stronger monster, or usually a stronger monster. So it's all dependent on how many stars a monster has. You'll see Gagagigo here, he has 4. 4 stars, that means he's level 4. Okay. Darkblade, also level 4, 4 stars. Fluendaries and Toucan, 1 star, level 1. Any monster that is level 4 or lower, so level 4, 3, 2, and 1, can be normal summoned without a tribute. You'll notice it gives me the option to normal summon any of these guys. Any monster with 5 stars or above requires a tribute. Now, Swordstalker is level 6, as you can see. There's 6 stars there, and you see the little 6 here. So you'll see it won't let me summon him because I need to tribute first from the field to summon him. So let me summon Gagagigo. And then I'll end my turn. We'll just skip ahead to my next turn so I can normal summon again. And now I can bring out Swordstalker by tributing my Gagagigo from the field. So he goes to the grave. I bring out Swordstalker, who is slightly stronger with 2,000 attack points. Now let me demonstrate with higher level monsters. Here we go. We got Zoa here. So this time we're going to summon Rabina, and we'll use her effect to get an extra normal summon here. So we'll bring Toucan to hand, and then we will use that to normal summon Toucan. And then I'll use double summon to get a third normal summon this turn. And now we've got Zoa. Now Zoa is level 7. As you can see, 7 stars. Any monster between level 7 and level 12, which is the highest level, which is when the stars go all the way to the end of the card, is 12, requires 2 tributes. There are some monsters that require 3, but they say it in the card text, such as the Egyptian gods cards. They say must be normal summoned by tributing 3 monsters. If a monster doesn't say, then you go off of the basic rule, which is, again, levels 1 through 4 can be regularly normal summoned. Levels 5 and 6 can be summoned with 1 tribute, and 7 and higher is summoned with 2 tributes. So you'll see that if I go to normal summon Zoa, it's going to make me pick both of these monsters. I can't just pick one and end there. I have to tribute both of them to bring Zoa out to the field. And he's pretty beefy, well, for his time, with 2600. Nowadays, there's monsters that require 1 tribute with 2600 attack and are way better than Zoa, but he's a classic, so here he is. His flavor text even references Metal Morph, which is a trap that he was used with in the anime. Bring out Metal Zoa. Okay. So that is a loose overview of how normal summoning works. Brief recap. You get 1 normal summon per turn unless you get extra ones from card effects. But typically 1 normal summon per turn. There are 3 types of summons that count as normal summon, which is normal summoning in face-up attack position regularly, setting a monster, which is putting it in face-down defense position, or tribute summoning, which is using monsters on the field to bring out a stronger monster depending on its level. And that is my description of normal summons. Hope that's helpful. In another video, I'll be going over special summons, which are a lot more complicated. But normal summons are one of the easiest parts of the game and pretty easy to track. And I hope that helps. Thanks for watching.